In this chapter, we will cover the basics of animation, starting with transform properties and continuing with global and keyframe changes. By the end of this chapter, you should be comfortable creating your own animations and even creating your own loops to be used for backgrounds, lower thirds, or whatever else you wish. Let's start by talking about some of the transform properties in After Effects. Go ahead and create a new composition, click on Composition, New Composition, or use the shortcut which is Command-N or Control-N on the Windows side. You can use the preset for DV, 720 by 480. A duration of 5 seconds is good, and click OK. Let's zoom out a little bit on here. Remember, you can use the mouse scroll wheel or you can use the shortcuts which are the period and the comma key in your keyboard. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and grab our rectangular tool and just draw a rectangle in the middle of the screen. Something like that. Let's go ahead and change this color to something a little bit less red. Blue is good. Click OK. To change any of the colors of the shape layers, all you need to do is click on this color swatch here, choose the desired color, and there you go. As you can see on the timeline, we have a layer called Shape Layer 1. If you expand the transform properties of this layer, you will see that we have properties for anchor point, position, scale, rotation, and opacity. Let's start by talking about what the anchor point is. The anchor point is the point of origin for your changes. If we were to rotate this layer, and we can do that by scrubbing the rotation value, notice that it is rotating around the anchor point. We can move where the anchor point is. All you need to do is grab the anchor point tool, which is this tool here. It's actually called the pan behind tool, but I like to refer to it as the anchor point tool because it does exactly that. It moves the anchor point. Just click on the anchor point with that tool and move it to the desired position. Now when I scrub the rotation values, see, it's just rotating around that point. If we change the scale values, also notice that the scale is becoming larger and smaller based on the position of the anchor point. Position, on the other hand, is where the anchor point is with respect to the viewable area. The viewable area is this black canvas here. This is what your video will be. If we scrub the numbers, notice that the anchor point is just moving up and down in the viewable area, and therefore the layer is moving up and down as well. Scale is measured in percentages. If it's 0, well, it disappears, and if it's 100, then it's the native file size. You can, of course, go much larger than 100 and smaller than 0, in which case the layer will get inverted. Rotation is measured in degrees with 2 numbers. The first number is a full revolution, it's a full turn. So if you scrub this number and you don't keyframe anything, you're not going to notice any changes. The second number is parts of a revolution. It's measured in percentages. So if you scrub this number, you're definitely going to see rotation happening. Opacity is measured in percentages, with 100 being the maximum value and 0 being the minimum value. All of these transform properties have shortcuts assigned to them. If you press the letter A on your keyboard, you'll see that only the anchor point property is showing. P for position, S for scale, R for rotation, and T for opacity. If you would like to see more than one property, say anchor point and position, press the letter A, press and hold the Shift key, and then press the letter P. And there you go. You see both the anchor point and the position. These are invaluable shortcuts in our work because sometimes our timeline becomes too cluttered with all of these different properties that we need to adjust.